Hey guys, so for my intergovernmental paper, I chose Canada, and I chose this country to study because one day I want to visit there, and two, it was a different political system that I didn't know much about, so it was different than our own political system. So Canada has what the U.S. also has, which is a representative structure, and under this, there's a set of formal rules, for decision making. Canada is a constitutional monarchy. There is a sovereign who is head of the state, and there's also an elected prime minister. And the sovereign head of state is Queen Elizabeth II, and she is in charge of all of Canada as well as Britain. So, but under her, the Governor General carries out her duties as head of state while she's away. And Canada is also a federal system of parliamentary government. So under this system, the federal, the provincial, and territorial governments all share responsibilities and functions for Canada. And there's also a monarchy, which is the Queen, and also the executive, the legislative, and judicial branches carry out all federal responsibilities for Canada. Sorry. I did find that there was differences between both political systems. Some good and, some bad. Well, not good, bad, but more disadvantages and advantages. Under the parliamentary government system, all officials are elected by citizens of the state. So all the members elected into the cabinet are by parliament. So all these people actually, worked in the government. Like, this is the only job they've ever had. So they move up in ranks. And then Parliament is like Congress, as compared to our government. And then the cabinet holds the executive power as the president does for our type of political system. So and in a presidential system that we have, officials are voted by the citizens, the people, as opposed to Canada, who are voted in by other officials. So it kind of keeps it in the system. The advantages of a parliament system that I've found were that they're more unified together, which makes it simple to transition and to change when is needed. And then also the roles of responsibility are well defined, so officials know their rules and there's no room for discussion or what ifs or I'll do it, I don't know, that's not my job. Also, with this type of government, decision making is fast and direct, as opposed to like our government, which they go back and forth, they discuss and try and figure a solution, but sometimes it takes longer to implement a policy as opposed to parliamentary government, which is just straightforward, this is how it's going to be. And this overall holds more accountability to a higher standard. So parliamentary government holds officials accountable for their actions. So if someone imposed a policy and it didn't go so well, they're responsible, as opposed to our government where everybody's always pointing the finger and no one takes responsibility for their actions. Some of the disadvantages that parliamentary government may have is that it creates an unstable government because all of the members of cabinet in parliament all come from the same group. So there's no room for, different ideas or different inputs, as opposed to our system where, each president didn't come in from, didn't work in government. So, they could have been a governor, they could have been work with the Senate. So it's not, directly in government. And I thought the parliamentary system is well organized and clear, so I thought if America adopted this system, it would take time to change, but I think in the end it would be a lot better because there would be more agreement to things as opposed to always going back and forth and waiting for policies to be implemented, you know, and which makes it hard on citizens because overall, you know, the government is working for the people, and so it makes it hard, and it makes it hard for people to trust government officials, you know, if they're not true to their word and they're not responsible and held accountable for it. So I hope everybody did a great job, and good luck on finals, guys.